So today topic will be sampling in research. In this particular video I am going to deal with probability sampling. Why we sample? We sample because the population of our interest for research is usually too large and I am not able to survey all its members, or it is not at all possible to go to all the members and collect data. Second one is, if we go and choose sample carefully, it will be a mirror image of the population. So we can say the sample reflects the characteristic of the population from which it is drawn, if it is drawn properly. So in probability sampling, we have a population and then the person who can be our sample are kept in a sampling frame, and then from them we select our sample through various probability method. Probability method is when each and every individual is having a chance of getting selected. So I will deal with it in detail afterwards. Now from that sample we study the various variables and the results are generalized on the whole population. So this is probability sampling. So probability sampling is, as I have said, probability sampling is designed to allow extrapolation from a small, highly representative sample to a larger population. This statistical inference allows us to describe a population or the characteristic of the population, used when we want to answer the questions like where, how, many questions. The first type of probability sampling is simple random sampling. Here in this particular sampling we choose on the basis of chance. So it is the same case in probability sampling, that we choose on the basis of chance, not on the basis of choice, because choice based system in terms of sampling is in non-probability sampling. So in simple random sampling, each member of the population is having equal chance of being selected as a sample. So it can be done with the help of lottery system, it can be done with the help of flipping of the coin, it can be done with the help of any software which can generate random numbers, and you can do the draw also. But in draw, out of 100, if you have to select 10, each time you have to put back the chit in the vessel or container from where it is getting drawn. Second type of probability sampling is systematic sampling. So it is a modified form of simple random sampling, though it is not random. What we do, we divide the total population number by the desired size of sample. Now, for example, if we are having population of 100 and we need only 10, so we will divide 100 by 10. So each 10th item or person, or each 10th number of the person, suppose 10, 20, 30, 40, means at each 10 interval we will select it. So this is systematic sampling. The next type of probability sampling is random stratified sampling. Now in random stratified sampling, we make a homogeneous group, and each group will consist of those subjects with similar characteristic which we want to study, and then from those groups we will randomly select our sample. Now for example, here students are English speaking, Spanish, Arabic, Mandarin. So their population is 800, 100, 50 and 50. So we are having total population of 1000 and we want to select 428 as my sample. So accordingly we will select from each sample randomly. So we have select 260 from 800, they are English speaking, 80 from 100, that is Spanish speaking, 44 out of 50 for Arabic and Mandarin. So this is random stratified sampling. We make homogeneous group and then from each group we select them randomly. Next type of probability sampling is cluster sampling. Now here we make clusters. Now what is cluster? A probability sample in which each sampling unit is a collection of elements. Now suppose we are doing a big scale or a large scale research work. Then what we do, we form clusters. Now we go for city blocks, then housing units, hospital, automobile. So we make clusters according to it, and then from those clusters we select the elements. So cluster sampling is clumping. We are making the things from different places in a clump and making a cluster. We are joining the according to characteristic. Next type of sampling is stage sampling. So stage sampling is simply an extension of cluster sampling. Now what we do in it, it involves selecting the sample in stages. Means we select the sample in number of stages. That is taking samples from sample. For example, one type of stage sampling might be to select a number of schools at random, and from within each of the school or these schools select a number of classes at random, and from within those classes select a number of students randomly. So what we do, we are doing step by step. At each step we are doing the randomization and we are selecting the sample. So first we are selecting the number of schools, then we are selecting the number of classes, and then we are selecting the number of students randomly. The last probability sampling is multi-stage or phase sampling. So this sampling is a mixed form or complex form of cluster sampling, and we do the sampling phase wise. So at first stage, out of the total number of district, we select few number of district. At second stage, from those districts we select cluster of areas or clusters. Now from those clusters we have selected, we will go for the third stage sampling, that is household or individual. It can be school also, it can be student also. So thank you for watching this video.